You already know everything. You've heard about the power of thinking, about big goals, about discipline. But then, why are you still living on a so far, so good level? Because knowledge is not the standard. Because you're choosing the old you every day. The one that pretends it's okay while there's a fire inside. Watch this video to the end, because at the end, I'm going to give you a practice that won't just inspire you. It will shake you up so that your body will get up and start doing. Your brain will turn on, fear will fall away, your power will come out. This is not a one-night stand motivation. It's a manual for activating a new life. It's the moment when you stop pretending and say, from this day forward, everything is different. Not because it's easy, it's because you can no longer live below your level. And don't turn it off even if it gets uncomfortable. Because it's in this tension that a new you is born. You can read books, watch lectures, save motivational reels. But until you raise your norm, you're just a consumer of inspiration. You'll get inspired and come back to the same day. Because knowledge without a standard is dust on the shelf. You know you should go to bed early, but you're scrolling to midnight again. You know your body is your temple, but you're back to eating up stress. You know you want more, but you tolerate less. That's how 97% of people live. They know everything, but they don't move. Not because they're stupid, it's because there's no line. A line that you can't go back beyond. You can't create a new life if everything inside you is set up for the old one. You're like a man who wants to build a skyscraper on an earthen foundation. Remember, your ceiling is not your dreams. Your ceiling is your minimum. What you allow yourself every day. As long as you settle for normal, great things won't even come close to you because you have no room, no capacity, no structure that can hold it. You want to grow? Then raise not your dreams, but your standards. Start with the bare minimum. Raise your floor, and the ceiling will go up on its own. You're not lazy. You're not capable enough. You're not that kind of person. You're just living on an old operating system, like an iPhone with a 5-year-old update. It seems to work, but it hangs. It stalls. It glitches. The old system is not your fault. It's your autopilot. What you tolerate. What you do when no one else can see. It's not a choice. It's a habit of being yourself, the old you. You can want a new life, but if the structure around you is chaos, if there's toxin in your fridge, excuses in your surroundings, and well, starting Monday in your head, you'll always go backwards. You don't fail because you're weak. You fail because everything around you is set to the same old mode. And that's why most never get out. They get fired up. They decide that's it, starting tomorrow, new me. But they don't change anything around them. It's like they're trying to run a marathon in a house with a low ceiling, which means the system wins. You go back to, okay, you go back to, okay, you go back to, that's fine, you want to get out? Break the structure that the old you is holding you in. Rebuild the environment. Remove apps. Stop responding to weak messages. Create an environment where your new you is the only possible version of you. Don't just try to want the new you. Make it so that the old you can't survive in the new system. You can be ironclad, you can burn with an idea, write out goals, listen to motivation in the morning. But if your environment doesn't support you, you'll lose because the will is not infinite. And your environment is pushing you every day. You want to grow, and there are those who take the easy way out, who live in the later whatever it's okay mode. Now honestly, how long are you going to hold the standard if you hear every day, why do you want to do that? Relax. What are you, a saint? You're going forward and they're pulling you back, not on purpose, it's just inertia. And inertia is worse than the enemy. At least the enemy is honest, and they smile and slowly extinguish your flame. The real weakness is not in you, it's in you leaving the doors open to the old world. You want to hold a high standard? Then guard it. Like a fortress, put a filter on it. If a person makes excuses for weakness, he's not on the team. If the environment pulls in the old, change the environment. You don't have to be perfect, but you do have to be honest. Who is around you? Does it strengthen you or wipe you into dust? And if it's quiet around you for now, be the first. Be the one who raises the bar, and the world will pull up or fall away. Both are good things. When you decide to go higher, the old shadow rises. You hear in your head, you've never been like this. You always fall off. Who needs you like this? Sound familiar? That's not reality. It's an echo of your past self clinging to control. Your nervous system is organized to protect you, even from growth, even from strength. Because to the system, new equals dangerous. Even if it's your dream, you're not weak. You're just hearing the alarm that goes off when you step outside of your usual boundaries. You think, this is a sign that I'm not ready. But really, it's a sign that you're on the verge of change. It's like muscle pain, not a stop signal, but a you're growing signal. That's the power of it. It's not in not feeling fear, it's in moving through it. You don't bargain with that voice. You don't argue with it. You walk in spite of it. And every time you act in spite of the inner noise, you erase the old version of yourself. You say, I don't listen to weakness anymore. I do. And your system, it reconfigures. A new fuel emerges, a new reflex, a new strength. Because over time, your discipline drowns out the voice of fear. Because now you're not listening to doubt, but to a standard. You can think whatever you want about yourself. You can write affirmations, build wish cards, listen to inspirational videos. But until your actions confirm what you believe, they're just thoughts, just noise. You are not your thoughts, you are what you repeat every day. Without pathos, no witnesses, no applause. You don't become strong the moment you decide it. You become strong the moment you get up at 6 a.m. Not because it's easy, but because it's now your norm. You don't become disciplined from one right phrase. You become one when you do the same thing, on days when you don't feel like it, can't see results, and no one is watching. Personality is not an inspiration. It's a ritual repeated 100 times. Are you expecting a quick change? But you get off track if you don't see results in 3 days. You think, I must be doing something wrong. No, you're doing everything right, but you want the reward too soon. Changes don't scream. They don't catch your eye right away. They happen deep down in you first. That's why most people give up. They don't see the new system already being built inside. They judge by the outside, and real transformation always starts inside. You want a different result? Change what you're repeating. Do it again, again, and again, until it becomes part of you. Because that's the real power. Not to want to be different, but to live as the person you choose to be until that image becomes your reflection. You start to grow, and something strange happens. Things that used to seem normal are now annoying. People you used to laugh with start to drag you down. Habits that used to save you, now it's like they're stealing your energy. It's not a crisis, it's a cleansing. You raise the standard, and everything that can't stand the height begins to peel away. You can't listen to the whining anymore. You can't explain yourself to those who live in excuses. You can't waste time on conversations that lead nowhere. You don't become cold, you become clear. This isn't about pride, it's about surviving your new level. Growth isn't just about adding, it's primarily about tidying up. Growth came down to the whole lapse, which more by backing with one. You don't carry around old versions of yourself. You're letting go, not with resentment, with gratitude, but forever. Yes, you'll lose someone. Yes, some doors will close. Yes, not everyone will understand. But you didn't raise the standard to ask permission to be different. Because if you want to stay in the old circle, you're going to have to lower yourself. And you don't fit that mold anymore. You've grown. And that's not drama. That's growing up. You don't reject people. You're choosing to be in your power. When the standard grows, only what fits is left. Everything else falls away without a scandal. It just doesn't pass the frequency. And it is in this silence that freedom comes. You don't have to pretend anymore. You're you. And everything you need finds you in this state. Everyone can get organized on Monday. Everyone can start fresh after a bad day. But real growth doesn't start in the moment of inspiration. It starts in the ordinary day when everything goes wrong and you still do as you decide. The standard isn't how you feel. It's what you choose, even when you don't feel like it. It's not the moment. It's the architecture of identity. Do you want a new life? Then build a foundation and guard it. Set boundaries. Protect the energy. Say no when it's easier to say nothing. Leave early if the place is draining you. Turn off the noise, even if it's trendy. It's not about willpower. It's about structure. You create a structure where the old self just doesn't survive. Because if your day is built for chaos, you'll revert to chaos. And if your day is built for strength, you get into it, step by step. How many times have you been inspired and rolled back again? The issue isn't you. The issue is that you haven't built a foundation that holds that choice. You can't fly on motivation, but you can build a runway of discipline, structure, and meaning. And then even in the doldrums, you take off. The real standard is when you no longer allow yourself to fall any lower. Even if no one sees, even if no one praises you. You don't prove yourself, you don't fight. You're just living up to what used to be your max, and now it's your base. Real confidence isn't about shouting, "Look at me." It's not about pleasing everyone. Confidence starts the moment you stop breaking the contract with yourself. When you've said it and done it. When you chose and stayed, when you're tired but not drained. When you are alone and still hold the bar. That's where self-respect comes in. Quiet, deep, real. Respect is not a feeling, it's a result of action. You don't get it, you earn it. With every workout you don't cancel. With every refusal to do something that drags you down. With every time you stayed in a position, even though it would have been easier to roll back up. People can feel it. You're not persuading, you're radiating. You're not asking for attention, you're creating a field where it's impossible not to be noticed. That's why the real power is in the internal frame of reference. You are no longer waiting for evaluation. You are no longer dependent on reaction. You are not the result of other people's opinions. You are the result of your choices, every day, every time you get up when you could lie down. Every time you say yes to yourself, not to comfort. Self-respect cannot be given as a gift. It can't be bought, it can't be wagered. It can only be carved out of discipline, and that's where the impact begins. Not ostentatious, it's real. When your life is an argument, when your choices are magnetism, when you don't prove anything but they follow you. Now it's action, not motivation, not another inspired. It's a switch. Now you're going to do what few do. Not just listen, but build a new foundation. Pick up a sheet or open your notes and answer 3 questions, honestly to the point of goosebumps. 1. What will I never allow myself to do again? A habit, a behavior, an attitude, something that drags me down. 2. What will be my new norm? No heroics, just something that will now be the standard, even on a bad day. 3. What will I do tomorrow to solidify it? One concrete step, no theory, just action. This is not just an exercise, this is your new contract with yourself. Signed not with ink, but with discipline. You don't get a new life by accident. You create it by a standard that is non-negotiable. And now you know. Change doesn't scream, they don't call out, they don't happen. It starts inside you. With one decision, with one new low. One moment when you said, from now on, only in a new way. If this text resonates with you, if you now feel that something has turned on inside, do a simple action. Give a like, it's your first symbolic step. That will be your anchor. With that word, your transformation will begin. Because everything you've seen, heard, read, that was preparation. And from that moment, the practice begins. You will not go back. Because the old version of you will not survive at the new height.